my god, is that a gator?
Hold on, let me see.
What you looking at? I'm not the one full of parasites.
What? That was impressive. What's wrong with you?
Wait, why do we need to be concerned about parasites? What does that have to do with our body? Let me enlighten you. Did you know that you have worms in your body? Yikes!
What? It's terrible!
I know, but it's true. We have worms in the body and they live on the lining of our intestinal wall. So we have worms in the gut and we need to address that. Those worms or parasites can cause a lot of havoc in the body. They can also travel through the body and end up in the brain or in other areas of the body. So we need to keep those at bay.
I didn't mean for things to go so wrong.
Everything in the body is about balance.
Oh, I have green bonnets. But wait, is that why I keep getting those yeast infections down there? Because that's a mystery to me. Gosh, my nose is so itchy. Hey, is there anybody listening to me right now? What's going on here?
So, spring is in the air. What does that mean? That means that we've gone through quite a few holidays. Thanksgiving, you've gone through Christmas, you've gone through whatever other holidays were in the mix there. You've gone through New Year's Eve. Tell me about the booze. You've gone through Valentine's Day. What am I missing? Oh, there was Halloween before that. And most likely, you also went through your birthday at some point during that span, because it's quite a wide span. And most likely, you had your fair share of sugar during those holidays between the cookies, the treats, the booze, the nightcaps, the ice cream, the chocolate, the cakes. What else? What else? Just tell me what else. So, spring is in the air, and now what you should do is a parasite cleanse, because guess what? Parasites feed on sugar.
Uh-huh. Okay, this made me hungry. Okay, I'm out.
So we've had our share of sugar treats. Sugar was everywhere this past few months. Everywhere. All the way to the cranberry sauce. So if you're feeling foggy, if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling that your body is not functioning the right way, your gut is heavy, you're not digesting your food, all kinds of mishap, you feel that your joints are cracking unusually, or you feel you're way too young for this to happen to you, whatever the case might be, something is not right, doesn't feel right, start there. A parasite cleanse will take care of a lot of issues in the body. And like I said, parasites feed on sugar. And I'm not here to lecture anyone or to put the scare in anybody, but just as a reminder, cancer feeds off sugar. And a lot of diseases feed off sugar. So there is fermentation happening in the gut. Parasites are there because they're part of our body system. But if there is an imbalance, or if there are some parasites that are dangerous for our health or that are compromising the balance of our health, even though parasites are part of our body system, we need to bring balance back. So here are a few pointers. Check this out. So how do we keep that balance? Well, let's see. We need to do a parasitic cleanse once in a while, and we actually need to do it in stages, because we need to kill the eggs, we need to kill the larvae, and we need to kill the adult parasites. So that could take a little while, and we're gonna need to do a cleanse as a cycle. Let me get into details and show you a couple of things here. First, let me reassure you, herbs and spices can help us fight this battle. Now, here is the hard truth. Worms and parasites are part of nature, and we are also part of nature. As such, it's only natural that we share the habitat. So, as long as everyone respects their boundaries, everything is peachy. The problem starts when these guys decide to use us humans as hosts when they're not supposed to, and in some cases abuse the free rent and overstay their not welcome.
We're supposed to share the habitat.
You're not paying rent. Get out of here.
For instance, a tenia is a parasite that can take residence in the gut and grow to unfathomable proportions. 7 meters! That's 23 feet!
Yikes! No bueno.
So if you experience symptoms such as brain fog, emotional distress, mood swings, migraines, anxiety, joint pain, muscle pain, digestive issues, chronic fatigue, skin issues, itching, including anal itching, allergies to pets or food.
My entire life is written here.
Well, it might just be due to parasites.
I am such a big part of your life.
These pesky bugs are hiding in plain sight, ready to get you.
Hey, I'm ready when you are, alright?
For instance, you are enjoying a beautiful day at the beach, but you walk in unclean standing water. Or you happen to drink contaminated water.
Oh no.
If you consume unwashed produce, undercooked meat, contaminated raw seafood, unclean eggs, and by that I mean the eggshells. That's why it's important to wash the eggs. And mind you, I'm not exempt. Growing up in beautiful Ivory Coast in West Africa, who by the way won the 2024 African Cup of Nations. Yay, go elephants! But I digress. Yeah, so growing up in tropical country, the challenge was that the rain would come down fast and furious most of the year, and you had to be super smart to avoid the mosquitoes. But who am I kidding? There's no way to be smart enough to avoid the mosquitoes. You'd have to be James Bond to avoid them. Or would you?
Damn mosquitoes.
And while there are more than 3,500 different species of mosquitoes, some of them will give you a parasite while sucking on your blood that will give you malaria.
Well, isn't that nice?
Not at all. And it's pretty awful to think that our body can be affected in so many different places, and here we are trying to treat the symptoms without knowing what's really causing the issue, sometimes using multiple drugs, causing more issue. Simply ghastly.
It ruins the vibe for everyone.
Okay, listen. Remember I mentioned earlier that herbs and spices can help us fight this battle? So, before you go nuts trying to figure out if you are a parasite paradise, or try to get every plate you eat scanned by the Center for Disease Control, check out these guys. First, walnuts, specifically black walnut hulls, used by Native Americans for their anti-parasite, antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties. Black walnut hulls can destroy adult parasites. Next, there is this natural vermicide called wormwood, which most of us are not familiar with. As a tea, wormwood helps underactive digestion and increases bile production. Some of you beverage buffs out there will recognize wormwood, whose Latin name is Artemisia absinthium, as absinthe, a liquor originally from France, born in the 18th century as an all-purpose remedy. Well, the herbs may have been originally harvested in Switzerland, but regardless, it was sold as a medicine, and which, guess what, was given to French troops as a malaria preventive.
Hello again.
Thujon, the active compound in wormwood, which is said to be toxic at high doses, but don't worry, it occurs naturally in many foods and never in doses high enough to hurt you. Thujon may have given absinthe a bad rap. Or maybe it was the eccentric lifestyle of the bohemian crowd of artists who became famous around the world and claimed to be hallucinating when enjoying it. Maybe a bit too much? The great Hemingway himself, as a fine connoisseur of liqueur, used to mix it with champagne and call it death in the afternoon. Uh-oh. Whatever the case might be, the popular drink nicknamed La Fée Verte, the green fairy, due to its green color, was banned for a while.
I am not going to put up with that green fairy business.
Nonetheless, absinthe has retained its mystery over the centuries as a powerful, epic elixir with a dramatic history of being deemed good, then bad, then good again. Wow, talk about a yard plant of mythical dimension. As a powerful vermicide, wormwood will effectively eradicate the larva stage of the parasites. But we're not quite done.
Last but not least, in order to outwit, outplay, and outlast the darn bugs, the third element in our strategic plan to eliminate parasites is a spice. Used in cooking and baking, some cultures put it in tea, others put it in coffee. It is most likely in your kitchen, it is very fragrant, and it might remind you of a dental office or make you feel like the holiday season is here. Can you guess?
Actually.
Correct. It is cloves. In dentistry, this spice is used as a painkiller. It is anti-inflammatory and it will soothe the occasional toothache thanks to its numbing effect. Cloves also have anti-parasite, antifungal, and antiviral properties. And guess what? It is a natural antibiotic, so they also are the perfect complement to a parasitic cleanse because luckily for us, they destroy parasite eggs. By the way, the cloves that you keep in your kitchen, especially if they're ground cloves, may have lost their potency and might not be strong enough to address a severe parasite crisis. For everyday maintenance, sure, put them in your food as a preventive helper. It will help your gut maintain a healthy, friendly intestinal flora. And they're good for your heart. I always drop a couple of those in my tea. However, for a deep cleanse, you would need standardized capsules for their guaranteed potency, or clove tincture, in other words, a concentrated liquid extract. Now, using black walnut hulls, wormwood, and cloves together is key, such as featured in Kroger Herb. Check out the formula in this product. Definitely contains the essentials. Because targeting a single stage will not eradicate an infestation. If you only destroy the adults, the larvae and the eggs will mature to adulthood and reproduce. And if you only target the eggs, the adults will lay more eggs. So to obtain the best results, you really want to target all three stages at once.
Oh man, can't we just all live together?
So if you're not feeling your best and you're not sure why, think of getting a blood test, a stool test, and if you choose to use natural remedies such as these, you need to be fully aware that a cleanse can be very tiring. The more toxic the body is, and the more draining the cleanse will be. So be patient with yourself. Don't get started on a cleanse right before a big event, as you will need to direct your energy to healing your body. And be persistent in taking the herbs consistently. Depending on the severity of your condition, you may have to do multiple rounds. For instance, taking the remedy for 2 weeks, taking a 1-week break, and starting again for another cycle. Parasites can cause infections in the body, and those can take a long time to heal, sometimes up to a year. So again, patience, especially if your immune system is very compromised. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, parasites are a part of us. This is all normal, but we want to avoid an overgrowth, or worse, a takeover. Talking about overgrowth, remember Meerkat's mystery symptom at the beginning of this video?
Is that why I keep getting those yeast infections down there? Because that's a mystery to me.
This story ain't over.
I'm listening.
And remember all the other symptoms I've mentioned, such as brain fog, digestive issues, skin issues, chronic fatigue, allergies? They also relate to a major other condition, and that's Candida. And I say major not only because mostly everybody has heard about Candida by now, and for those who don't know, Candida is a yeast overgrowth in the body.
What the f***? On my way ASAP to eradicate Candida?
Wait.
No. What do you mean that won't work? I just don't get it.
And just like with parasites infestation, millions of people around the world suffer from yeast overgrowth. So, similar symptoms to both conditions? One condition being in essence a symptom of the other condition? What the heck is going on here? Why is that? Candida and parasites unite? Well, I would call them eco-related because they thrive in the same environments. And fungi are basically a form of parasites. And while they can look pretty wild in the wild, and it's an absolute fact that some mushrooms are medicinal, as I explained in some of my videos, such as this one about lion's mane, others can be deadly, just like parasites. And it just so happens that parasites feed on organic matter, bacteria, and fungi. So there it is. While parasites are bacterial in essence and Candida is a fungus, they do share a common ground.
Putting it together?
So very often, especially for those of us on a so-called Western diet, Candida and parasites go hand in hand. So most likely, if you have one, you have the other.
I'm sorry.
And Candida is very difficult to completely eradicate. You might be able to push it back where it is not flaring up enough to be a threat to your well-being, but to completely get rid of it, you'd have to do a 360 on your lifestyle. Again, in particular, if you have what we can refer to as a modern or urban lifestyle. And in that regard, intermittent fasting is great and can have a big impact on your healing process for both conditions because it helps beat down pathogens. You might go hungry, but you will also starve the parasites.
Did someone say cookies?
Similar to what happens with autophagy, where the body proceeds to cleanse itself by removing dead cells through the process of pretty much eating itself. So I think by now you've figured out that it is critical to keep an optimal balance in the gut. And to recap, if you experience some of the symptoms I listed in this video, listen to your body and possibly run some lab tests, although lab screenings are typically not conclusive for parasites, so that is not a guaranteed result. But definitely consider doing a routine cleanse once or twice a year, see if your symptoms improve, and don't freak out. Parasites are a part of life, they're just hard to embrace.
I'm keeping this one!
Here is a cool fact that will allow you to be alerted if things go out of whack. Our gut produces more serotonin, the feel-good hormone, than our brain. So, the next time you feel utterly depressed after a meal, remember, the bugs could be the culprit. And you might want to consider detoxing your gut before reaching out for a prescription of antidepressant. Just saying, think about it.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like my content. It will help me greatly if you support my channel. And if you have any comments, please share your feedback. And I greatly appreciate you being here today. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day.